gained notoriety for their intense macabre themes due to their theatrical music videos and music-style stage performances. As a result of the group's dedication to combining choreography, musicality, and storytelling, they have distinguished themselves from their competition and rightfully earned the title of Concept Kings, which is still unraveled. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Midnight Theories, and if you're new here, welcome to Midnight Theories. Happy Vixtober! This week we dive into the legacy of the Concept Kings of K-pop and see just why they earned this title. While Vixx is just one amongst many idol groups in South Korea, prior to their arrival on the scene in 2012, the group's agency, Jellyfish Entertainment, was solely home to ballad singers like Sung Si-kyung, Park Ho-shin, and Song-guk. Shortly after the agency was founded in 2007, the company decided they wanted an idol group under its label. It was during this time the company began to seek out handsome and talented youths. Nowadays, it's pretty common for groups to form out of survival shows, and Vixx was no different, as they became the final product of Mnet's reality show Midol. In early 2012, Jellyfish, in partnership with Mnet, presented the reality show Midol that documented the formation and debut process of their upcoming boy group. A group of 10 trainees under Jellyfish were put through various activities and missions to determine the select few that would debut as a part of the 6-member idol group and would debut on Mnet's music program M Countdown. The first half of the series serves as an elimination-style competition among the 10 trainees, whereas in the second half of the series follows the early pre-debut activities of the final 6 members, N, Leo, Ravi, Hyuk, Hongbin, and Ken. It was this final lineup that made the members of Vixx. The name is an acronym for Voice, Visual, Value, and Excelsis. Alternatively, in the group's debut song Superhero, Ravi introduces Vixx as Value and Excelsis. Excelsis translates to the highest in Latin, so Vixx's name essentially references the group's top skill and talent. To achieve their goal, they ran with the idea that their debut song would be of heroic worth to the industry as a whole. The year 2012 saw the most number of K-pop groups to debut in South Korean history, with Vixx being one of the handful to succeed. The group debuted on May 24, 2012, hearing the desperate calls from K-pop fans to save K-pop.
You guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
Although Vixx would later be known for their dark and morbid side, their debut single and album Superhero is actually quite bright and cheesy with its early 2000 aesthetic, which they would immediately drop for something more theatrical. Offers a catchy upbeat sound, accompanied by their fluid movements and chest popping that almost distracts you from the fact that the music video is your typical Idols in a Box music video. Since the beginning, Vixx had participated in the production of their music, with Ravi being the first to take part in writing his own rap. Superhero remains as an incredibly fun and colorful window into Vixx's past. The group held their debut stage on M Countdown, where fans were able to see the group's dynamic choreography in action. In addition, Vixx also sang live for their stages, which was nice to hear, especially from a rookie group. During the last 2 weeks of promotion, the group performed a remix of their song for their Goodbye stages. Superhero performed decently on the charts, peaking at number 112 on the GAN single charts and the album selling 23,000 copies. It looks as if Vixx were still superheroes in training, but in the meantime, the group switched career paths for their next music video.
Let the games begin, y'all.
Straight after Superhero promotions, Vixx retired their supersuits and dropped their first comeback with Rock Your Body, this time portraying video game characters. This arcade-inspired music video is another fun addition to Vixx's developing concepts, this time using the love as a game metaphor as their message.
이거는 회사가 좀 계획이 없었어요. 시행착오의 마지막. 진짜 좋다.
The song is a blast of fun with electrifying synth beats and decorated with sprinkles of video game sounds that supply a nostalgic ride to the listener. There is also a surprise cameo to keep an eye out for. Not only did Vixx promote their new album on music shows, but Vixx already had overseas schedule planned. In addition, they held a jam-packed schedule filled with concerts and interviews that left them with little to no free time. This eventually led to a strange post by one of their members. On January 3rd, 2013, Vixx's leader N posted an alarming tweet that said, "I hate being an idol. I have to watch out for cameras and my manager. I can't date. I have to do well." The tweet shocked many starlights, Vixx's fandom, and had them genuinely worried if the idol life was too much for the singer, or he just confessed to a secret relationship. Turns out, this was just some noise marketing for Vixx's pre-release single, Don't Wanna Be an Idol, ahead of their third single. Don't Wanna Be an Idol has a much different feel to their previous singles. The song is soft and mellow, and brings out all the vocal talents of Vixx. The song was lauded as being truthful and honest, describing the hardships of idols who cannot let go of their music, but sacrifice a normal relationship with their loved ones at the same time. Days later, Vixx released a string of teasers for their third single, On and On. Vixx had been synonymous with bubblegum and boyish cuteness since their debut. This was great and all, except for the fact that dozens of other boy groups were following the same trend. It was at this point that the boys began to move into a more mature territory to distinguish themselves from their competition. On and On was Vixx's bold transition into this concept that ventures into that kind of niche, this time portraying unearthly vampires. Although the single sounds like your typical electronic Vixx song, Vixx did well, confidently showing a new side of themselves. Through the single, the group helped normalize the display of more theatrical makeup and wardrobe. No group had ever brought this kind of bold look to the stage. They were ridiculed and mocked for their unconventional image, and criticized to no end. Little did netizens know, this was just a tease for what was about to come. In response to the complaints about the video's gruesome nature, many parts of the original music video were remade. On and On tells the story of a man who can't help but love a woman who continues to hurt him. The music video was accused of plagiarizing the hit movie A Werewolf Boy that starred Park Bo-young and Song Joong-ki. Netizens claimed the storyline, certain scenes, and characters were plagiarized. Although the song was met with much backlash, in a 2017 interview with Nylon, Vixx unanimously chose On and On as the song that changed their lives. Ken said, "It's our signature song that allowed us to become the Vixx we are today." While Leo added, "It gave us the footing we needed to build up Vixx's achievements over the past 5 years." Back then, dark and borderline horror concepts in K-pop was still very niche, but Vixx continued to push the boundaries and evolve with their storytelling with their Hyde and Jackal series. From this point on, a majority of Vixx's music videos are not for the faint of heart, especially Hyde, which received an R rating from the Korea Media Rating Board. The video was deemed, quote, detestable for the horrific sets, props, and the members' makeup. In response, Jellyfish said that they would not re-edit the music video, as the clips are integral to the story, which Vixx is trying to relay, and would release it as is. Hyde was their first mini-album, and features a single with the same name. Released on January 17, 2013, Hyde was a solid comeback and top music charts on the 3 biggest and most popular music streaming sites, forcing other groups like B1A4, Shinhwa, and 2PM to step down. The group used the gothic horror of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and portrays the two-faced character as a demon of sorts, not totally in control of his inner evil. In order for this concept to work effectively, there needs to be a clear line between the good and the bad. Vixx managed to accomplish this performance effectively, especially for such a dramatic music video that requires so much acting. For this concept, Vixx did extensive research to make the story come to life.
멤버들도 그랬던 것 같은데 지킬의 나이 되면 지킬의 나이 때 동영상 같은 거 찾아보고 그런 그거에 맞는 제스처들을 많이
자료를 엄청 봤지. 사실 자료 조사를 진짜 많이 했고 누가 앨범 하면서 이렇게 자료 조사를 해요?
On top of the bewitching storytelling, the group's choreography completes this double-sided concept. For example, during the lyrics Just Can't Control, the members move their heads back and forth. The groups also pull down their own reaching arms back down, which evokes a feeling of not being in control in one's body. In addition, the group also takes advantage of the number of members they have and features a good amount of partner choreography rarely seen in K-pop. Vixx has so many funny stories during this promotional period. While promoting this song on music shows, Vixx sported some of their dark makeup on stage. It was during their Music Bank performance where Vixx sported black lipstick on stage and were given the nickname Chujang Idols after the thick soybean paste used in jjajangmyeon.
컨셉으로 활동할 때 메이크업적인 시도를 한번 해보자라고
무대 올라가기 5분 전에 결정돼서
그날 이제 짜장면
During another instance, Vixx were photographed on the subway wearing their stage outfits and said their car had broke down and they didn't think twice about taking the subway, despite being idols and being in full-on stage outfits. A repackaged album titled Jackal was later released along with their lead single Great You. With this continuation of the themes of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the song reveals a quirky and playful side of Vixx, which is meant to represent the good side of Dr. Jekyll. Rather than developing a signature sound and image, Vixx introduced a wide range of conceptual identities that became a huge selling point for the group. As a change of pace, Vixx's somber and supernatural concept is dropped for an upbeat explosion of sing-along pop hooks just in time for the summer, and is reminiscent of their earlier tracks while also demonstrating their maturity as a band. For this music video, Vixx picked up a new talent where they had to memorize and lip-sync their lyrics backwards so that the music video could be filmed in reverse. To achieve this effect perfectly, the group had to practice for 3 hours and went through it more than 20 times before actually filming the one-take scene. As for the choreography, the dance was choreographed by leader N. This was the first time N had choreographed for the group's lead track, and he did an exceptional job playing with the beats of the song with their clean and crisp moves. From here on out, Vixx continued to climb up the charts, peaking at number 14 on the GAN single charts, their highest ranking yet. To ride their new rise in popularity, on August 23rd, the 6 members made a special announcement that they would hold their first global tour titled the Milky Way Global Showcase. The boys would finally be able to physically meet their foreign fans and perform their new single that was yet to be released. Towards the end of the year, the group released their pre-release single Only You off their upcoming full-length album Voodoo. Once again, Vixx switched things up for Only You and delivers a more mature and somber look and included a jazz rock hip-hop hybrid sound. The music video was filmed in Stockholm, Sweden, where Vixx was the first K-pop group to hold a concert there. The song was followed up with their special single Girls Why and eventually released one of their biggest hits, Voodoo Doll. Vixx come back to reclaim their title of Princess of Darkness with their darkest, most intense, and grotesque video yet. There is no doubt that Vixx could do the macabre better than any other group, and Voodoo Doll is another testament to that. Essentially, the song is about how Vixx is willing to become the victim of the girl's voodoo doll that she can take her anger out on. In the video, we see Vixx trapped and suffering from all the things she is doing to the voodoo doll. For this music video, Vixx goes for shock value and cranks it to a 10. Similar to Hyde, Voodoo Doll received an R rating for its gory and sadistic themes. If the original video is too much for you, well, you're in luck. Jellyfish provided a clean version of the music video, which eliminates the story, but highlights the game-changing choreography that truly defined this era. The performance takes on a theatrical and veiled supernatural theme that involves intricate moves as the members are transformed into voodoo doll-esque puppets. There are key moves such as the members moving like puppets also emphasize the concept of being controlled. The original choreography was banned on major networks and cited that it was too violent. The choreography was eventually modified to fit the broadcasting standards. Vixx's skills were often devalued by their lack of popularity, but they would soon prove to the world that they were born to be on the spotlight. Voodoo Doll altered the trajectory of the group's career as they took their first ever music show win on Music Bank on December 6, beating out Hyun's One Way Love. The award was a testament to their performance and skills.
너무 감사합니다. 우리 헤어, 스타일리스트, 메이크업 너무 감사합니다.
데뷔 이후로 가장 큰 울음이었던 것 같아요. 진짜로 앞을 가릴 정도로.
진짜로?
저희도 그렇고 회사도 그렇고 이제 빅스가 데뷔를 한 지 한 1년 반 정도 됐을 때여서 사실상 1위가 좀 필요한 상황이기도 했죠.
After this win, Vixx, specifically Ravi, had a lot of expectations of sponsorship deals and finally getting their first paycheck. Little did he know that it can take years after an idol's debut for them to see any payout. On an episode of Don't Be Jealous, the topic of the guests' financial situations were brought up. Ravi said, "In my case, it took Vixx about 1.5 years to win our first music show. I thought that we would immediately get rich after that, but it actually took us over 4 years to start earning money." This was a massive milestone for the group as they had been working hard to get to this point. To commemorate their first win, the group promised to hold a chicken party for their fans. This promise was made all the way back during their debut days. The single also peaked at number 7 on the GAN single charts, being their highest single up until this point. As another token of their appreciation to their fans, the group dropped a special music video titled Thank You for My Love, also known as Thank You for Being Born. The music video is a compilation of a few of the many memorable moments the group enjoyed with Starlights, including birthday party celebrations with fans, their first music show win, as well as the group's global showcase. The cheering from their dedicated and supportive fans added to the touching music video. On May 26, Vixx held a live online comeback show through Dawn Music, counting down their 4th album release with their fans. It was through the show that Vixx revealed the music video for their title track Eternity.
한국어 살려주셨죠.
저때 이제 꿀렁 웨이브 할 때 우리 별빛 애기들이 2차로 이제 입덕했을 때 그 꿀렁하는 웨이브에 같이 웨이브 타고 싶다 그랬어요.
Although the English title is Eternity, the Korean title really means miracle. So the members of Vixx each talked about their own personal miracles in their lives during the showcase. Moving away from their more grisly concepts, the boys battle against time in this music video, while lightning strikes in the distance and clock parts float mysteriously in the air. The concept of eternity is effective in mimicking the timelessness of love and all that surrounds it, as the boys are trapped in a moment in time that stretches for eternity. This concept was created by the members during a brainstorming session in which the group wanted to show a different fantasy character than previous ones. Eternity's music video is toned down compared to their usual intense imagery, making this particular music video more digestible for the general public, but less concrete like their previous concepts like Hyde or Voodoo Doll. During promotions, Vixx announced that they would be holding their first solo concert, Vixx Live Fantasia Hexine, and would embark on a world tour. Tickets for this event sold out in 9 minutes, according to the music business division of CJ&M. Eternity took home 2 wins on music shows and a Bongsang Award at the 2015 Golden Disc Awards. Vixx would continue to release consecutive hits with the release of Error, Love Equation, and Chained Up. On October 10, Vixx released one of their highly acclaimed and my personal favorite single, Error, with the album under the same name. For this comeback, Vixx played the role of cyborgs and enter a dystopian sci-fi world. The music video tells a tragic futuristic love story of star-crossed lovers, portrayed by Hongbin and Kara's Youngji. After his girlfriend's death, Hongbin turns himself into a robot and creates one of Youngji and gives her the same memories of his late girlfriend. They are then chased by people who find Youngji's existence illegal. The organic dance reflects the rise and fall of Hongbin's tragedy and is complemented by the idol's effective acting. The powerful vocals of Error are brought to the forefront with their thoughtful arrangements that emphasize the group's vocals. Although it's an upbeat song, Error has a dramatic and utterly devastating feel to it that is accompanied by the song's epic instrumentals. It is both an homage to Vixx's past styles and a preview of the sound that they would later explore, as well as defining examples to the dance ballad genre popular in the early 2010s. Error is truly a masterpiece and proves that Vixx are unrivaled when it comes to epic storytelling. The single was nominated for many awards and won 5 music show wins, on top of the Bonsang Award at the 2014 and 2015 Seoul Music Awards and the Disc Bonsang Award at the 2016 Golden Disc Awards. Once again, Vixx switched things up with a laid-back boyfriend look reminiscent of their earlier work. Their new single Love Equation, off their special album, Boys Record, was released on February 24, 2015. The single was a remake of the 90s hit dance song Farewell Formula by Ref. The song contained the same original poppy melody, but reinterpreted it into Vixx's unique color and arranged it into the then current trends. Again, the group could have continued to milk the cute boyfriend aesthetic if their only goal was to win awards. However, Vixx was honestly more focused on the art of creating beautiful music and impactful storytelling. On November 1st, Jellyfish started a hidden key game for fans on Vixx's social media in order to find hidden image teasers relating to the group's next comeback. The tantalizing teasers alone had starlights and the industry rendered speechless, as no one was prepared for what was about to come. After a long hiatus, all 6 members came together to release their second studio album, Chained Up, with their lead single under the same name. This comeback shocked not only their fans, but netizens alike, but not for the reasons you may think. Instead of focusing on their usual dark horror-like concepts or their cute soft boyfriend image, Vixx gave in to their seductive and risque side and promoted a BDSM love slave sub-concept that was picked by Ravi himself. It is, however, only a vague exploration of BDSM, obsession, and control game. Like its title, the music video is littered with imagery of entrapment, similar to the chorus. The album includes a fake BDSM contract, but it's not as nefarious as it seems, as the contract is filled with affirmations. This album would be just one of the few kinkiest merch items Vixx would sell. Other unique official merch would include Vixx's light stick that was made to vibrate for their fans to enjoy, and an exclusive thong with a star rhinestone designed by the leader Anne when he worked at a lingerie store for an episode of First Day of Work.
현재 지금 보시기에도 여기 부분이 떠 있거든요. 그렇기 때문에 제가 약간 실리콘으로 메워드릴게요. 자, 컵이 들 때만 안 돼.
This comeback popularized chokers and harnesses, now seen commonly worn by idols. When asked about the unique style by Star One, Ravi said, "We are slowly figuring out ways to express ourselves better. Those kinds of things are props that help our charm shine during song performances." Upon the release of Chained Up, the title song was ranked number 1 on Mnet, Genie, Monkey 3, and Naver Music. Wishlist, the remaining songs also ranked, taking over the charts. The album peaked at number 1 and took home numerous awards, 3 music show wins, and Comeback of the Year at the 2015 KMC Radio Awards, the Bongsang Award at the 2016 Seoul Music Awards, and the Disc Bongsang Award at the 2017 Golden Disc Awards. In between their Love Equation and Chained Up era, Jellyfish announced Vixx would debut their first and only official subunit, Vixx LR, composed of Vixx's rapper Ravi and Vixx's vocalist Leo. The name is a combination of the first initial of each member's stage name. At their debut showcase, the members further explained that the names also stand for left and right, in reference to their contrasting qualities and images that create harmony when they perform together, and the more literal interpretation, saying it correlates to their positions while standing on stage from the audience point of view. The letters L and R also represent the first and last letter in the word liar from the title of their debut EP, Beautiful Liar. The lyrics for Beautiful Liar are a reflection of the struggles between one's mind and heart displayed by Leo and Ravi. Leo and the female lead break up. On the way out, Leo gets a wedding invitation from his ex-girlfriend. Leo is shown with 2 different personalities, the truth and the lie. The lie being Leo wants to let his ex-girlfriend go and forget about her, and the truth being the physical manifestation of Ravi, who is trying to keep a hold of her, wanting and needing her to stay. Throughout the music video, the truth Ravi and the lie Leo are at odds with each other with their conflicting emotions until Leo overcomes Ravi and is left alone, admitting that he is a cowardly liar. The song won first place on the show and won the Best Subunit/Collaboration at the 2015 KMC Radio Awards. The subunit would also release a second mini-album titled Whisper with the single under the same name, and they would go on their first tour titled Eclipse in 2017. On March 29, 2016, Jellyfish Entertainment unveiled a dramatic art film for the group's conception comeback. In this black and white video, the group present fans with a sneak peek into their next comeback, themed around Greek mythology, which signaled to Starlights the start of their year-long project. Aside from their roles in their music videos, each member portrays a different deity. On April 14, 2016, Vixx revealed their captivating Zelos concept film, which included atmospheric clips, which teased the first installment of their Conception trilogy. Days later, Vixx dropped their album Zelos, named after the god of jealousy and rivalry, with their lead track Dynamite. The group described each song on the album as being about different deities from Greek mythology, with the song and performances designed to match each of the figures. A stark contrast to their concept films, Dynamite is a colorful and psychedelic music video with a funky beat. But don't let the upbeat track fool you. It was only the lyrics that reflect jealousy, which often lurks beneath the surface of emotions. Ravi explained that Dynamite is about a guy being blinded by jealousy and willing to turn the world upside down to get his ex back. The song is heavily inspired by 80s funk and has a punchy synth that was a popular trend in the summer of 2015, with hits like EXO's Love Me Right and SHINee's Married to the Music. Vixx promised if they won on music programs that they would film a choreography video dressed as Greek and Roman gods, in line with their mythology series. During their month-long promotions, Dynamite won first place 5 times on music shows and achieved their second triple crown on the show. In addition, the song won the Bongsang Award at the 2017 Seoul Music Awards. In July, Vixx released teaser images featuring the members as brooding dark princes for their new solo concert called Vixx Live Fantasia Elysium, named after the Elysium Fields, one of the realms of the afterlife in Greek mythology. On August 12, 2016, Vixx released the second part of Conception with the album titled Hades, named after the god of the underworld, with their lead track Fantasy.
그 안무 영상이 왔을 때 간 진짜 조금도 수정하지 않고 그대로 있는 그대로 나왔던 앨범.
As the boys sing of desolation and despair, they cling to their fantasy for hope, gripped by the power of something unknown. The video invokes feeling of tragedy and mystery, emphasizing the concept of Hades. Vixx explains a mortal man, played by N, has lost his lover to someone in the underworld, played by Leo, and goes to the underworld to get her back. The group also released a drama version of the music video that would help push the story forward. Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata opens and closes the song, which gives it an eerie and gothic feel, slowly building up to the epic and grand instrumentals with powerful vocals. For their third and final installment of Conception, Vixx released their album Kratos with the title track The Closer. The album is named after Kratos, the personification of strength and authority in all its forms. Vixx are known for including something special in their album that goes along with the theme, and for Kratos, the album included a hologram film. Closer has a dark, eerie sound that moves between quiet and explosive pop and R&B elements, stripping down Vixx's busy and dynamic sound. In the music video, Vixx are seen frozen in place in different positions, with the exception of Ken, who plays Kratos and moves about. Every member is after the same girl that was in Dynamite. Ken has the power to control time and stops everyone so that he can get to her first. The Closer is the true beginning of the trilogy, with fantasy falling after and Dynamite being the true ending. The trilogy is a story of how Ken took the members into the dark realm that we see in fantasy, and the eventual breakout and reunion with the female character in Dynamite. The trilogy was commercially successful, with Zelos and Hades charting at number 1 and Kratos charting at number 2 on the GAN album chart. In addition, The Closer took home 2 music show wins. Many have always wondered how Vixx comes up with their concepts and what we can look forward to seeing next. During their showcase for Kratos and Shares, we even talked about doing a Tarzan concept. Concepts really come to us without much effort. They also come to us while reading comics or watching movies. That's why we never feel like we run out of ideas. There are many possible music genres, stage performances, and combination of members as well. Depending on those things, it can turn out differently, so we're not worried. On November 21st, Vixx unveiled a special album titled Vixx 2016 Conception Cur. The album contained songs from Zelos, Hades, and Kratos, and featured Milky Way as the album's title track. The album would include the same items as a previous album, with the addition of a bookmark shaped like a key in a special box that doubled as a collector's box for the original trilogy albums. Milky Way is a fan song written by Ravi and Hyuk. This would also be the first time Hyuk would participate in lyrics. The lyrics express the things that they would like to say to their fans and show their huge love towards them and the inseparable connection between them. Vixx invited 600 fans to the set to participate in the video, as well as to make a meaningful time with them. Milky Way was used as a motif to express starlight in Vixx's universe, showing that Vixx only shine bright because of the light and support of their fans. Coming off of their promotions for The Closer, Jellyfish announced Vixx would be holding a concert called Vixx V Festival to celebrate the group's 5th anniversary. In addition, they opened an exhibit entitled 0524 that showcased the work of Vixx over the past 5 years and included important mementos from their history, such as stage outfits, music show trophies, and photos that go all the way back to their pre-debut days. In preparation for their next comeback, Jellyfish released a series of teasers on May 4th, 2017, including individual shots of the members along with their birth flowers, followed by individual shots of the members with their birthstone. They followed up with a visually pleasing concert performance film featuring a captivating solo by N as he utilized his background in modern dance to its fullest. After their year-long conception project, Vixx are back on top of the Huntail charts with their 4th mini-album Shangri-La with the single under the same name. Shangri-La's concept is rooted in East Asian mythology. Although the English title of the song is Shangri-La, the original title, Do Wong Kyung, references the poet Tao Young-ming's Peach Blossom Spring, a fictional ethereal utopia where the people lead an ideal existence in harmony with nature, unaware of the outside world for centuries. In this case, Shangri-La serves as a metaphor, referencing this paradise by comparing it to the idyllic state of being in love. The lyrics are written entirely in Korean and read like poetry, and the song fuses light synths and traditional Asian instruments to perfectly reflect the beauty of East Asia. Chinese dance and modern dance are fused in this choreography to strike a balance between delicate and intense moves that make it a truly captivating performance. From their skillful footwork to their use of fans to accentuate movements, the members demonstrate a mastery of footwork and incredible skills. It was a successful combination and visual aesthetics that gave this music video a mystical aura and created a cohesive piece. In reference to their comeback, Vixx was praised, with many saying that Vixx had succeeded in creating something innovative and exciting. The album charted at number 2 on the GAN album charts, with the title song Shangri-La charting at number 13 on the GAN digital chart and number 6 on the Billboard World Digital Songs. The group promoted the song on all major music shows and took home 1 win. Not their biggest feat for music show wins, but it was during one of the year-end music shows that the group managed to gain major public attention with the song. Their commitment to their concept is especially impressive with their live performances of their song. A special performance of Wind of Starlight and Shangri-La Remix were performed at the 2017 MBC Gao Daejun. The performance was given a standing ovation by the audience and their peers. The video went viral immediately after its release and trended over 24 hours on the TV Cast Celebrity Hot Ranking chart and stayed on top of Naver's searches for a long time. As of today, the performance amassed 3.4 million views. Due to popular demand, they were able to perform the remix on show Music Core. This was 7 months after the group stopped promoting the song. Later, it was announced that Vixx would take part in the opening ceremony of the celebratory culture performance of the IOC's 132nd conference in a 2018 interview, and spoke about how meaningful this comeback was to him. To be honest, I fell into a slump several times over the years. The most recent was when I had a hard time last year. I worried about what kind of direction Vixx needed to take in the future. Right when I was in the midst of such worries, we performed Shangri-La at the 2017 MBC Gao Daejun, and it gave me great strength. It felt like we had found a new perspective on Vixx. It's a time when we were thinking about what kind of picture we should paint of Vixx. In previous projects, Vixx has portrayed voodoo dolls, cyborgs, Greek gods, and vampires. This left many fans anticipating their next comeback and questioned what roles they would adopt next. On April 17, 2018, Vixx released their full studio album, Ude Vixx, featuring Sentis, where their artistry continued to shine. According to the members, Sentis is a combination of the words scent and artist. For this comeback, Vixx portrayed perfumers, a concept yet to be explored. The music video tells the story of the members being obsessed with the scent of another person and giving into the temptation and desires. Multiple scenes show the members in a lab as they try to recreate that perfect scent. The music video is loosely inspired by the German novel turned movie titled Perfume, the Story of a Murderer. Perfume follows the fictional story of Jean-Baptiste Grenouille, one of 18th century France's finest perfumers. The man has an incredible talent for discerning scents, which leads him down a dark path as he becomes obsessed with captivating and preserving elusive aroma. But where the music video truly shines is with the choreography. There are multiple key moves as we see the members smell their wrists, a spot commonly sprayed with perfume or cologne. As you know, Vixx don't like to cut corners when it comes to their concept. They're called the concept kings for a reason. Not only did the album Ude Vixx include a scented card that one could actually smell, but the group created their own line of perfume, with each member having their own scent.
I love Vixx. I love Vixx. I love it. It just... like, I know... You know how everybody said that when they meet Rihanna that she smells like beautiful flowers? I know everybody that meets me be like, yo, she smells like Vixx. I think I met everybody smelling like Vixx. I just love Vixx. It's just, this shit is like, it's like a reliever.
And if you thought that was the end, Vixx held a 4D concert experience where the venue was filled with the scent of their perfume. Nearing the end of their contract period, the members were often bombarded with questions asking if the members would renew their contracts and what would be the future of Vixx now that some of the members would have to serve their mandatory military service. Hongbin revealed, "We recently talked about contract renewals and what each member wants to do. I think we all want to grab each other's hand and stay together, but contract renewals are not done by ourselves, so we will have to see with our company. We want to stay together." In the meantime, Vixx released their single Walking on February 1st, 2019, which they sang on their 5th fan meeting, Be Toy Story, on January 27th. This was another fan song by the group as they wanted to thank their fans and cheer them up before their coming enlistment date of 2 of the members. Depending on who you ask, this would be one of their last official music videos. What many don't know is Vixx actually filmed one more music video before they went their separate ways. In 2019, Vixx dropped their 3rd digital single, Parallel, which included a music video. However, if you look for it on their official Vixx channel or Jellyfish's channel, you won't see it. Some starlights have even said that the members of Vixx have even denied shooting a music video for the song, even though they have a dance practice video uploaded on their Vixx channel. Some sources say the music video for Parallel was actually uploaded by Stone Music Entertainment. There are many theories in the fandom as to why it was immediately deleted and never re-uploaded by the company, so if you want a full video on that, let me know. Luckily for those who have not watched the music video or never heard of it, some starlights were able to download the video before it was deleted for good. The music video is very different from what Vixx has put out. The majority of the music video is filmed in front of a green screen, with little plot and only 5 of the members appear as N was serving in the military. Aside from that, the song is a fun retro EDM track and takes inspiration from the 80s aesthetic. Entering 2020, Jellyfish regrettably announced that aside from N, who was serving his military service, all the members except Ravi renewed their contracts with the entertainment company. Ravi decided he wanted to go on another path, but he made it clear that he would still be a member of Vixx. Following Ravi's separation from the company, Jellyfish announced that Hongbin had parted ways with Jellyfish and the group as a whole. The next to announce their departure from Jellyfish was N. Similar to Ravi, although he would no longer be signed with the company, he would still be a member of Vixx. Lastly, the most recent to leave Jellyfish was Hyuk, leaving Ken and Leo as the only members to stay under Jellyfish so far. Although not disbanded, Vixx have remained inactive for 3 years, but this does not mean the members have not been busy with their own solo projects. Just because the group hasn't released anything in a while, it doesn't mean that the members have given up on Vixx. Understandably, now that majority of the members are now under different companies and have their own busy schedules and projects, it would be tough for them to find availability for them to plan to work on a new comeback, especially for a group like Vixx who go all out. Groups such as FX have expressed this similar sentiment and the difficulty it is to get everyone together once they have established their own solo careers.
Especially, even if you're in the same company, same group, have like the same managers, there's still so many moving parts. So there's the company, the label, the managers, like there are so many people that have to greenlight a single.
Concepts play a big role in K-pop, but they can also be very tricky. Rookie groups often struggle to come up with one that works, and veteran groups may find them too restrictive. Vixx has cemented their legacy in K-pop through their groundbreaking and theatrical work. It is their ability to bring concepts to life that become Vixx's greatest asset and contributes to their popularity. Since the beginning, all the members have been heavily involved in the development of their music, whether it be music production, concept creation, or choreography. Vixx were able to beautifully marry all these elements to create captivating and intriguing stories that left a lingering effect and broke prejudice people had towards idols. At the same time, they opened many new avenues for so many groups that would come after them.
빅스 선배님, 와 빅스 선배님 너무 좋아하죠. 근데 빅스 선배님이 약간 그런 걸로 많이 유명하잖아요. 컬러 렌즈 끼고 약간 강렬한 컨셉 이런 막 다칠 준비가 돼 있어. 지킬은 하이드 그런 걸로 유명하잖아요. 근데 저는 빅스 선배님들 좀 약간 아련한 노래 많거든요. 막 기적이랑 에러 이런 노래 저 진짜 좋아했어요. 빅스 선배님들이 다 진짜 노래가 엄청 좋고 컨셉이 엄청 컨셉추얼한데 너무 다 잘 살리셔갖고.
제가 일본에 있을 때 커버 댄스 6년 동안 했는데 그때 하다가 진짜 아이돌 되고 싶어서 아이돌 조금 더 좀 해봤습니다. 그 커버했던 아티스트가 콘테스트로 나왔는데 그 콘테스트를 하다가 1위 수상해서 그 아티스트랑 같이 연습도 하고 그 아티스트 무대에서 같이 춤도 추고 그 시간이 좀 행복한 빅스 선배님이랑 그래서 라비 선배님이랑 같이 연습도 해봤습니다.
이거는 싫어할 수가 없어요.
It was through their body of work that Vixx unintentionally created and popularized many trends that are now seen as the norm. It was during their dark concepts such as On and On, Hyde, and Voodoo Doll that Vixx popularized contact lenses, dark heavy makeup, and nail polish. Back then, broadcasting stations didn't allow Vixx to wear circle lenses on stage. They were later okay to wear one lens, and eventually were able to wear both lenses after a positive reaction by the audience.
웃기겠잖아 방송국에서.
혐오스럽다. 네, 이제
저희가 저 렌즈계의 세지평을 연 거예요.
아 맞아.
알았어요 여러분.
방송국에서는 먹기 위해서 막 솔직히 한쪽만 낄게요. 협상하다가 반응이 괜찮으니까 다음 주부터 맞아요.
Although initially criticized for these concept and fashion choices, Vixx continued to test how far they could push the boundaries with their love slave concept from their chained up era. Here they introduced harnesses and chokers, which are Artistry idol.
초코 보게 하는 거 처음이었잖아.
맞아요. 굉장히 우리 도전을 많이 하는.
In addition, they created the lace blindfold trend from their Kratos album, and during Shangri-La, they popularized modern hanbok. This is just a handful of the many trends and ideas they popularized, but don't seem to get the credit for. Vixx has now passed the baton to a new generation who carry on their legacy, and we continue to see their influence in the industry. In the comments, let me know what your favorite Vixx concept is and what concept you wish they would explore next. And with that being said, thank you for watching and enjoy your stay.